Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ekta Mishra and today we are speaking with Dr. Adarsh who has a wonderful rank of 48 in NEET Super Speciality exam of radiology. We would understand his preparation strategy, the resources he used and the key mistakes to avoid for the future aspirants. So Dr. Adarsh, welcome and hearty congratulations from our team. Please tell us about your journey.
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, Hello, I'm Adarsh Kumar. I did my MD in Radiology from AIMS Bhubaneswar. I completed my MD this December 2025, that is. So, NEET PG happened right after our MD examinations, which ended around the first week of December. So that helped me a lot because I was already preparing for the examinations, and based on that preparation, I could carry forward the performance in the exam. So
Great. So, did you study on a daily basis or in phases?
uh, I was already studying for the MD examination. After that, I had to relax for a few days. It was good phase, but then I prepared like there was no streamlined preparation as such specifically for the exam, but I tried to revisit the topics which I thought would have a greater weightage in the exam and which I
Hmm.
thought were weak for me. That's all I did for the NEET SS exam.
Okay. So, how was your preparation journey? When did you start dedicated preparation for first for your final exams, and when did you shift your gears to NEET SS preparation?
So MD exams and NEET SS I feel are two different ball games. So for what I felt was for MD exams, theory was a big chunk of preparation, and for theory, I think conceptual radiology was excellent. It covers like almost all the bases and more for what we require for the MD exams. And uh, radiology is such a subject that you can't really prepare in a short stretch of time. You have to have a prolonged period of preparation as well as doing work in the department as well to get the basics as well as the advanced stages of radiology. So throughout the 3 years, you have to have a certain touch with the academics, uh, along with your reporting or whatever cases you have seen. So as such, focused preparation for the exams, I think, would have begun around 2 to 3 months before the exam started. But there was always a underlying current of preparation along with the reporting that we did. That helped me a lot. So we were never really out of touch with the preparation.
Okay. So, overall general knowledge of radiology helped you more, or last the 2 to 3 months preparation that you are talking about? Which one is more helpful, or what should the new aspirants focus on?
I think overall knowledge is definitely required for the exam. No matter what exam you're giving, if you don't have constant touch with radiology, it becomes a bit more difficult. Even if
Okay.
you give a focused preparation, like you can definitely do it with a focused preparation. But I feel for me, it was the base that I built over the 3 years which helped me more. And of course, focused preparation for certain topics is necessary for the theory exams, especially because, as we said, radiology is a very vast subject, so it's very difficult to keep in touch with everything that we deal with.
Okay. So,
And
Dr.
as
Adarsh,
for
please tell us about the resources. What
yeah,
resources should the aspirants focus on for NEET SS?
just for NEET SS, the main problem I faced in NEET SS was we did not have any idea about the questions that type of
Hmm.
questions that used to come. Like there's no
Hmm.
comprehensive source of previous year question, no question bank. So it was a completely new experience in the exam. What I saw in the exam was like even though most of the DM seats are for interventional radiology, a major chunk of the questions that we faced were more of diagnostic and diagnostic radiology mainly, and around I think 20, 30 questions maximum were from IR related stuff. And apart from that, a huge surprise for me was the biostat section. I think around 15 to 20 biostatistics questions came, and I think that
Okay.
played a it was a differentiator because we were not in active touch with biostats. So the residual knowledge from first year or MBBS, that's what helped. And for the diagnostic part, I think it was a decent mix of theory and imaging questions, like image-based questions, and it was doable. Like what anyone who has covered a decent amount of CR can easily cross more than 90% in the diagnostics part. Even the intervention parts. Intervention part was basic, like upper basics of intervention, so they didn't delve much into the details. It was good.
Okay, so biostats was a surprise indeed.
Yeah, that's
So those residents who are in their third year trying to finish off thesis, I think they should focus on biostats as well, rather
but I
than just
thought,
delegating the task.
yeah, definitely. And Bachelor's is useful as well for us for publication and thesis stuff.
Mm.
And they did not go much into the depths. They asked the basics like sensitivity, specificity, basic theoretical, and related to the thesis. So it's not like it's completely out of bounds for us. It
Hmm.
was accessible.
So yes, overall knowledge and the thesis time. So I think just
Yeah,
after you complete your third year, it's a good time to appear for NEET
yeah, it
SS
is.
then.
Yes.
So how was your experience, Doctor? Was it different from NEET PG? Same level of stress, same amount of revision, or how did you feel?
Not really. I think NEET PG was a much more stressful time because you were not yet set into a certain field. Now we are already established as readers, so this is an additional step to go for. And so this was my first attempt, like just after PG. Like I think that's a very important component of exam, like the mental state you're in on the day of the exam. So for me, that was good on the day. So that helped me a lot because stress and nerves play a huge role in how you do an exam, regardless of preparation.
So I think that is the confidence that you have when you have the right guidance, the resources and notes. So were you making your own notes or referring to some PDFs?
I did not have time. Frankly, I myself did not have time to make my notes. I refer to the conceptual radiology notes which are available on the app, and I had the hard copies at home. So
Okay.
those work pretty well. If you and it's definitely better to make your own notes, but personally, I didn't find the time to make it. If you start from first year, I think you can afford to make your own notes as well. But I'd say CR notes work just as well for replacement. You can just add on your extra points on the same notes, and it works.
So this is very important for the residents who are scared and who think they have not made notes, so everything is done. No,
Yeah,
there
you
is
can
still
definitely
hope.
manage without. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So how did you revise? That's a very big thing because radiology is so vast. Physics, it scares a lot of residents. Then you have added biostats in this. Everywhere mathematics for MBBS and MD students is very difficult. So how did you revise?
Yeah, revision is difficult when you don't have any prior information
Hmm.
in hand. So for the MD exams, that is a different ballgame because you have the previous year questions. That is
Yes.
the main chunk of revision, which forms the main chunk of revision. For this, I frankly don't have a comprehensive guide for revision because I don't know whether the previous editions would have had the same questions or this was an entirely different question bank. What I can say is you have to make like whatever topics you feel are very like the topics from which MCQs can be made that like you'll get to know over the years. So you can concentrate more on those topics. Like for example, neurocutaneous syndromes, the syndromes which have multiple manifestations, all of that, they can club together and ask us a question. So you can concentrate more on it. But it is very difficult to revise as a whole for the entire radiology exam, definitely. So we can do the best that we can, what we have.
That's true. So tell me one habit that helped you stay consistent. You prepared for the final exam, the exit exams, and still you prepared for NEET SS. Hats off to you. So what made you consistent?
I think I would say that is what helped me more because I was in the department, like even till the day of her, I think before 1 week or 2 weeks before our exam, till our MD exams, we were in the department and doing cases till then. So that daily exposure to different cases and just continuing, that helped me keep in touch with the subject. Like it didn't let me go off track. So since you're doing something on a daily basis, it becomes kind of muscle memory to you. So that helps a lot.
So that is very important, which we need to understand that working in department despite completing the exam is not toxicity of the department, it is rather helping you.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps. It might depend on your department as well, but I think personally it helped me.
Okay. So for a first year resident, second year and third year resident, what would your advice be? How should they prepare for the exit exam as well as the super specialty?
Yeah. So when you enter in radiology as a first year, you're pretty much clueless about anything since you don't have much exposure in internship. What like I think the scenario varies from college to college. Some people might not get a direct hands-on exposure to ultrasounds or X-rays immediately. So, but I would say if you have an opportunity to get to touch the probe immediately after joining, that is the best thing you can do for ultrasound. Like as long as you don't get the direct exposure of hands-on, I don't think you'll be able to learn instantly. Like the seniors teaching definitely helps, the guidance helps, but you have to do it on your own first. And apart from that, first year, I think it's good to get a grasp on the basics, like physics and all. It's of course you'll need to revise during exam, but I think strong foundation will be built in the first year itself. That's the best period to study physics since you have the time. I think, and radiology, I feel, is something which gets more and more like you get more and more responsibilities as you grow more senior, since you have like reporting, postings, and all independent reporting. It's definitely good, but it gets more hectic towards the end. So it's better to start off in the early stages of residency since you get a bit of free time. And of course, it's better to enjoy also, but there should be some time dedicated to study with. And as you progress, I think we get to see a lot of variety of cases, entire body cases through all systems. So I think alongside reporting, you have to refer your resources, whatever resource you're using. I think CR is an excellent resource for that. Like suppose you have a case of neurogytanis syndrome, NF1, you can revise the entire neurogytanis syndrome section of that, and you'll it's better learning than just watching the video. Like if you're seeing a case, you'll definitely remember it better for your exams as well as for life.
Absolutely true. So this is the difference from the other clinical branches. Our first year residents are almost free. They enjoy their life in first year. And the first year residents in surgery or medical department, they are very hectic and they're always almost dying. But in third year, the case reverses completely. So when I joined residency, I was very happy that I was chosen the best branch. I was chilling and I was doing all kind of activities. So I was really happy. But then I realized, no, it's not the real game. So thank you so much, Dr. Adarsh, for staying with us, and hearty congratulations on this feat.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.